let's talk about the episode. Let's talk about the episode. So, we got Eve and her drama. We got Will and Sonny moving. We got my favorite Philip of all time back. Thank you for bringing the right Philip back. I appreciate that, Days. I appreciate that. Thank you. Cause I can't watching the show with him, so I actually like that Philip. Other than the other one y'all brought back from One Life to Live, I actually like this Philip. That reminds me of the Philip and Melanie days, so I'm glad they brought back the right Philip. Finally, y'all did something right for a change. I was happy to see him. Xander out of a job again. Polly Pocket and Xander, I would not give y'all 2 seconds of my time sitting up there acting like y'all high school kids having sex for the first, second, and third time and can't get enough of each other taking I ain't got time. Y'all too grown for that. There's a thing in being playful, and there's a thing called being annoying, and y'all annoyed the you know what out of me. So I would not be talking about y'all. Sammy and her hurricane. And then she done scroll at several states, several cities, and now she working on Johnsville, meaning John and Phil, then got bail out. Let's go ahead and talk about Chad and Gwen in that situation. That's the easiest one for me because I'm gonna have to break down the rest of it. Chad, Chad, if you got to do all this just to get rid of little old Gabby, then you wasting your time and you doing too much. You letting a woman outsmart you with your own company, your namesake. So now you hiring Gwen to pretend like y'all having a thing just to make Jake jealous. You plan on using that to telling Jake to leave DiMera alone, even though he's a part of DiMera. He is a DiMera. Now you going around here trying to play on that. And Gwen insecurities. I still don't understand why she's so insecure over Gabby. Once Gabby realized that wasn't Stefan, she said she never took it that far. She hated him. You know that hate can turn into love. That's what happened with her and the pervert. So that hate can turn into love or catching feelings for each other. So you never know. But Jake, I'm kind of on Gwen's side with this. For real, well, I'm a whole lot on Gwen's side when it comes to this. And I'm going to tell you why. First of all, you know this woman don't like Gabby. Anytime Gabby calls you, you running like a sad puppy with your tongue out, going to see what Gabby want. The business thing, going to that little thing, going with the Collins deal, being around Gabby. Like I feel sorry for Gwen, even though I don't like her. I'm feeling sorry for her. You giving Gabby too much attention. You know this woman insecurities run higher than the telephone line. So why do you insist on being around Gabby, interacting with Gabby? Matter of fact, entertaining Gabby. You're supposed to have a night filled sex tape that man's with Gwen. You dropped all that to see what Gabby wanted, and it was that Collins deal to come in there playing stuff and, try to woo the man. He wooed the man. You didn't appreciate it. Now you're still hanging around Gabby. If I was Gwen, I'd get you back too. If I have to get you back, meaning playing around with your brother, you don't think I'll do it? I sure will. I do it, and I go for the ultimate, the worst way to make you mad as possible, and she using it and she exploiting it to her advantage, and I ain't mad at it. I just hope, Chad, this don't come back to bite you in your behind. But I'm on Gwen's side with this one because, Jack, you giving Gabby too much. Like, you know this woman crazy. You know this woman nuts. You know this woman a psychopath. So why are you entertaining the next woman knowing that your woman don't like that woman? There's a difference between bumping into her, saying hey and bye, maybe having a little conversation, not breaking with your new girlfriend, going to see what your sister-in-law whoever Gabby is to you, might want, knowing the girlfriend don't like her. And knowing that you didn't let her down how many times by running to Gabby. So I'm on Gwen's side. I thought I'd never say that, but Gwen have a point with her on that. Even though my insecurities wouldn't be that crazy like hers, use it for what you got then, Gwen, I guess. And Chad, you the one gonna end up looking like Boo Boo the Fool at the end of this. Because guess what? She can tell Jake, oh, I was just playing. Oh, I was just having fun. There's nothing there. I don't like him or whatever. They'll be fine and good. She can use her feminine wiles on him. They'll be good. Now, what you gonna tell Abigail when all this come into play? And you know Jennifer living in there and Jack living in the mansion. So what you gonna tell Jennifer? Oh, I was just playing. Oh, we just playing PlayStation, Xbox. Oh, this just a game. He. Oh, I'm having fun. Nothing serious. So what you plan on telling Jennifer when you get caught by her playing these little love games? See, Chad, you got a whole lot to lose, then Gwen got the game. And if Gwen was smart, she'll use this to her advantage, not her disadvantage by trying to make Jake jealous. But she'll be using this and exploiting you harder than what she doing now. But she a amateur. She don't know no better. She running with this because she ain't got nothing else better to do. So I'm going to give her credit for where it's due it. But I'm going to say both of y'all need to cut it out. And Jake, you need to stop entertaining Gabby as much as you do. Now to Will, Sonny, and this Gabby situation with Arianna. You already know how I feel about Gabby. You know how I feel about Gabby and her parenting. And you already realize that Will and Sonny have Arianna more than Gabby ever can count on her fingers. Let's be honest and let's be real here, people. Will it be bad if Arianna go to Arizona with Will and Sonny? They have her more than what she have her. The only time we see Gabby around Arianna when she in trouble, when she trying to spoil her, when they going out to an outing, or when she just want to talk to her. That's the only time we see Gabby around Arianna. We see who the full-time own parents are. We barely see Gabby. Tell Gabby to count on her fingers how many times she didn't see Arianna for the week. I bet you it'll be less fingers than Will and Sonny can ever say. So while you getting mad, upset in your feelings, wouldn't that be a good thing for her to go to Arizona? Then you ain't got to worry about her. You can do your little DOOL. You can do your little dirty deeds, do whatever you got to do to try to get the company away from trash. So I'm not understanding why this a disadvantage for you when it's actually a good thing for you. No dollars, no worries, less work you got to do. And you ain't got to spend time with the daughter you barely spend time with anyway. So what's the problem, Gabby? Why you so upset? Why you in your feelings? We got to see you film enough with Arianna that say, okay, Will and Sonny, you're doing too much. Let that woman stay with her daughter. But we see Will and Sonny with her more than you ever have. So I'm with Will and Sonny on this one. You need to grow up, Gabby. Spend more time with your daughter and maybe we might feel sorry for you. Other than that, Will and Sonny take Arianna to Arizona because we already know Gabby is a part-time parent when she got time, and Lord, don't let her get in trouble. Jesus, Lord, don't let her get in trouble. Don't let them threaten jail time and or prison time. What about Arianna? What would Arianna say? So yeah. Will and Sonny take y'all daughter to Arizona. It'll be good for her. Eve, Eve, Eve. Everything you touch turn to sugar to shit. Excuse me, but it do. You really think this plan gonna work? And oh, it'll be so perfect. The day of my beautiful daughter death, and being end up killing Sierra or strangling Sierra. Then he realize all the pain he put. What pain did you go through, Eve? Really, what pain did you really go through? I want to hear what pain you go through besides mentioning your daughter, and I want to hear your pain. I don't want to hear it, but I want to hear what you've been through. But I can tell you what your daughter been through. But I want to hear no, I don't want to hear your pain, because it come with a whole lot of BS, and I ain't got the time. Eve, this plan is not gonna work. Yes, Vincent might have been under his thumb. Yes, Vincent gave Ben that final shot, but I just want to know at the end of this, let's say Ben end up do killing Sierra. Would that make you feel better? Would that help you sleep well at night without pills? Would you lay off the booze some? I'm just wondering, killing Sierra, being suffering, how's that going to benefit you? And what you did to your daughter, what caused your daughter to run into a Ben to get strangled? I just want to know how being killing Sierra going to make you feel all flowers and roses. That's all I want to know. Or are you just really that sick of the head to think that this really gonna work out for you the way you think it's gonna work out? Everything else you ever done have failed miserably. But this plan right here, oh, this plan gonna work. I mean, you know how many plans you done did overtime in Salem that worked a few minutes and then all of a sudden the plane went nose down, the plane went down head first. So I'm wondering if this plan start working, then it won't, and then it don't. You already know Slow Salem PD looking for you. I'm not wishing upon a star when it comes to them, and they, trying to arrest people. They didn't arrest so many criminals, real hard criminals, and somehow they mean to find a hole to slip out of. So I ain't saying that Slow Salem PD catch you. I just want to know what your end game is at being end up killing Sierra, and then how this is gonna make you feel good at the end. That's all I want to know. I really don't want to hear your trauma. I really don't want to hear your pain. I really don't want to hear you suffering. I really don't want to hear your sob story because his page with here, I bet you her feelings will hurt you 10 times than yours ever could. So I don't want to hear it, Eve. Jesus Lord, we getting there, we getting there, we getting to the right family. Justin helping Bunny. Lucas, we gonna start with you first, buddy. So, Bunny not interested in you anymore. She didn't find somebody else sounding like Justin. Sound like you jealous, Lucas. Are you jealous? Because that comment you made, she said she no longer stun you or she ain't worried about you anymore. And you said, I wonder who else she flirting with now. So you want Bonnie, you fighting your feelings, and you really want her, huh? Because that's what it sounds like. I could be wrong, but Lucas, you really like Bonnie, huh? If you like her, go ahead and take her. I mean, she ain't got too many other men running behind her, jumping at her ankle. So, I mean, Lucas, if you like it, go ahead and have it. I mean, you single, she's single and crazy, in love with you. So, I mean, if you want to go ahead and get it. Cause you gonna be there alone and you gonna end up, well, y'all do have history. History that shouldn't have happened, but y'all got history, so I understand, Lucas. So I'm gonna get off your neck now, Lucas. I just wanted to talk about that. It was one more thing I wanted to talk about before I get to this Allie mess. It was one more thing. One more. Oh yeah, my boy Philip. Days, you finally did something right with bringing back my actual Philip. Now, I started watching days when he was around and him and Melanie was on the first track or getting together. Well, not the first track. They might have broke up or whatever. Then they got back together. I was on one of them little trains on there, but I remember that exact Philip there. I liked it, him. And I'm glad y'all brought him back. Now, Xander, you might be out of a job, buddy. Sorry to tell you that Victor tried to appease all his children, his grandchildren, and everything else under the sun. Unfortunately for you, you just not getting under that umbrella, which means you always gonna get pushed down to the bottom of the barrel because they're up here, you down here, you trying to get up there for, Victor can be concerned about your feelings, thoughts, and concerns. So yeah, you finna lose Titan again, buddy. And Victor, I know I call you old and miserable, but do you have any type of good relationship with any of your nieces, nephews, children, anybody in the Kyriakis family that you haven't, I want to say it so bad that you haven't screwed over? I mean, come on now. I understand. I was there with the whole Philip thing in the Desmo situation. I was there. We saw how you screwed over him. So I'm with him on that. How you screwed him over with Desmos and let Desmos basically run all over you. And how Desmos treated Philip like a child and basically drugged him, all that stuff he did to Philip. I'm with Philip on that because you let Desmos do a whole lot to that boy, and he ain't but that man, and he ain't even ask for none of that. So I understand Philip concerns and worries. Now, Victor, you and Brady just not got back on good graces. You and Philip, I guess Philip will forgive you once you give over Titan to him. Um, I just want to know how many people on this side and on this side. I want to know how many of your family members on this side, the good side of you, and I want to know how many on this side avoid you, don't want to be around you, mad at you, upset, angry. Like Victor, you too old in age to be having this many people hate you. Like for real, you need to find a way to get all your family, all of them, not the ones that's dead. Don't bring back no dead people. You need to get all the living ones together and find a way to make that work because Victor, that is pretty pathetic. That half of your family can't stand you or don't want to be nowhere around you. They'll rather leave the city and state to get away from you than to be anywhere around you at your age. Like Victor, that is so pathetic. Like you and Victor Newman, y'all take the cake on screwing over family, messing up family, playing in your children's lives, grandchildren lives, want to run their lives like they ain't grown and they ain't able to make the, like y'all need to cut that out. Like I wouldn't want to be nowhere near y'all neither, but Victor, you at that age way, I'd rather be making, bonds, friendships, having close relationships with all my peoples in my family, other than half of them can't stand me, don't want to be around me or near me, don't want nothing to do with me. I'd rather have them on the good side with me other than the bad side of me with your age. Cause you might end up like Allie Spalding on God and Life, only had maybe 10 family members there, and the rest of them didn't show up, didn't want to show up, said bye old man and all. So you don't want to end up like Allie Spalding on God and Life. So Victor, you might want to go ahead and get that together and work on that, cause you at an age where I ain't saying you gonna die tomorrow, but you at an age where I'd rather have them with me then mad and upset with me because and hold a bond with them and actually, have good stories with me other than horrible stories. Victor, that's for you to figure out this show life. You done done it all ever since I've been watching back in 2008, 2007, I think it was. You've been doing this, so I'm not surprised. Now to the Allie Sami situation. Sami, you just can't help but destroying lives, messing up people's lives, doing what you think is best when it's really not best. You know your daughter upset with you, but you don't really care. You're gonna do, what you want to do, how you feel like doing it, when you feel like doing it. This whole custody situation is a mess, a hot mess. Before I continue on with this, why ain't nobody tell me Philip and Bell had a thing back in the past and Sean was insecure about that? Why ain't nobody told me that? I said, wait. Philip didn't hit on. Wait, Philip and Bellin had a thing, and old post Sean over here jealous and said, I'm able to say his name now. You know what? When it comes to Bell, I'm not surprised. That's all I'm gonna say. Somebody gonna have to give me the details on that Sean and that Bell, Sean, and Philip situation. I need to know the details of that, and I need to know what I'm getting myself into with that situation. However, Bell, Bell, you just love getting yourself in sticky situations, don't you? I try to like you. I try to, I try to get along with you as much as I can, but it seems like you like to get in trouble and you like to stay in mess more than you like to stay out of it. Ain't no way, no how on ain't no way or how on hell or high water I would have sat there and let Sammy manipulate me into this custody mess. And you sit up there already waving the white flag at Eric. I come in peace. I don't mean no harm. I'm just doing what my sister paid me to do. I'm her lawyer. I got a restraining order on y'all, but I love both of y'all. Really, Belle? Really? How you gonna talk about some you love them, but you giving them people a restraining order against against the baby? Then you go to the hospital where you ain't gonna get rational out of Sammy. Hey, you met Sammy? How you representing Sammy, helping Sammy? Don't want to be in the mess, but you really in the mess. Then you go to the hospital, basically throwing her under the bus, saying this is Sammy ideal and I want to help her, but I love you. You my brother. I don't want to fight and argue with you, but you decide to get yourself and insert yourself in there being Sammy's lawyer. Bear, how does that make sense? How does that make sense? I thought that look Marlena gave you when Sammy said that in front of Marlena would have told you don't you dare do this. But see, you hard-headed. And I guess you like men in men's. You just messy for no reason. Like, how did Sammy even talk you into it? I must have missed something because last time I seen Sammy ask you, you could have told her no unless you owed her something from the past. That's how she was able to, make you well. You offered to do it. So it got to be something for the past to make you want to do this, even though if it was me, I would have stayed out of it. I would have played my mutual corner. I wouldn't have said nothing, had no involvement in that. That would have been between y'all. It ain't none of my business. We all love the baby. Ain't nobody got time for all this drama. Like, if it was me, I would have said, nah, I ain't getting in that mess. Sammy, go find you somebody else to play with, cause it ain't happening here and I ain't getting into it. So, nah, Sammy, go find you something else to do with your time. Like, I just want to know I just want to know how she manipulated. Ooh, I just want to know how she manipulated you into this mess and how you agree and why you agreed to say yes to it. Not Sammy. We understand your passion. We understand what you're doing. It's mainly run by the hatred for Nicole and your feelings for Nicole because Allie wanted her to raise the baby. We know that's what you running on, that hatred towards Nicole. And you running with your emotions and your fumes right now. But Sammy, did John really deserve all that what you said to him? Really? You know John old and can't handle all that hollering and screaming like everybody else can. And don't you think that's a little bit too harsh to tell that man he's not a part of the family, you're not my dad, like we don't know that? Like, Sammy, you got to realize, just like you said, Lucas' words hurt it, you didn't think that hurted that man. Look how that man that been in your life. That man consider you a daughter, even though he's not your biological daddy. That man consider you a father. That man consider you his daughter anyways. Like, Sammy, really? Did you really have to cut him that deep? You know he done got bust upside the head, beat upside the head, knocked on his head, knocked down. You know John can't take too many blows like that. And did you have to give him the ultimate blow like that? Doing that man like that, really, Sammy? Like, just like you told Lucas what you thought of him and his words, you realized that you hurted that man when that man hit the ground and started looking funny. And John was looking kind of pale during that whole scene, so I was expecting something to happen, but I wasn't expecting that. Hey, y'all notice how John came in there and he caught Nicole and them arguing, and then all of a sudden after that, he came in looking all pale looking, like he was off. So he came in the scene looking off, and it didn't take much. They gonna blame you for this, Sammy. But yeah, Sammy, this situation, like I said, I blame Allie in this because Allie should have been a mama. She was growing up to, do the dance to have the child. Now you want to get a child up for adoption. You want to get a child off. You want to run out of town, out of the country, leave your child there, knowing your crazy mother gonna sit there and try to ruin anything. I blame you, Allie, in this whole situation. I blame you because you should have done something more than what you did. You should have had that in writing, matter of fact, because you knew your crazy mama was going to come and, run everything anyway. So we'll have to wait and see how John going. I heard it's gonna look bad for him, but hopefully he'll knock out of it. Hopefully he'll get through it, and hopefully Sammy won't hit that man like that ever again with them low blows. But anyways, though, y'all, that was the episode. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'll see y'all later. Enjoy the rest of y'all night. Bye.